All court sites, right? Most court sites, or U.S. District Court sites for sure, are electronically capable now, like through the internet technologies. So you can punch in your town and punch in your city in U.S. District Court and be taken to your official court site to see if your forms for informa par pares and start the complaint process pro se are available, which this young lady came through, a grandmother came through out of Mayville, Wisconsin. Slap free trackers on your site so you can see where people are really coming from, their servers. Site meter's good. That's free. And so she comes through, verifies she's really in Mayville, Wisconsin. So we punch in Mayville, Wisconsin, U.S. District Court site, and we get the official court site and find out that they are completely capable with pro se non-prisoner compliant package. That's a package. It's not only the complaint form where you will fill out who your defendants are, and plenty of space to say what the complaint is, the handwriting. But it's also the forms to petition the court to move forward in informa par pares. The reason why I say to do this is because as soon as you get that court compliant form filled out, the fact that you petition the court in informa par pares opens a docket number. It opens a case number and it gives you a U.S. District Court judge assignment. And that's very important because whether they allow you to move forward or not, you have something to report on in a U.S. citizens controlled public docket database. And what are you reporting on? Discriminatory docket activity, manipulation, where it was unfair. Why are you reporting on that? Why are you gathering that data? So that you can move forward to a competitive Exhibit A cert petition to get the Supreme Court's attention as a class. That nationwide, our court reform, our courts are in a state of emergency, needing reform because they are controlled and driven by something other than providing redress to make right what is wrong. There's something driving our courts that is subjective, that is not about truth and public record, and is in violation of the judicial oath and all the judicial canons, codes of conduct. All right? That's the data that we're gathering. If along the way we get an attorney that says, I see the merits of your case, I see your commitment, I'll take this on contingently, or my retainer for your group is affordable through whatever the fundraising you've already raised in your group, right? Then that's icing on the cake. That's icing on the cake because you can go after your defendants right there as a class in that particular jurisdiction, in that district, in that court, and still take that data to your Exhibit A, strong Exhibit A, cert petition. Nationwide Supreme Court class action. The U.S. Marshals are the police service for the court. There's something called Form 258. Once the U.S. District Judge allows you to move forward, and as I said, I'm going to share my learning. HireLyrics shares our learning and our mistakes. Because we didn't know that this was a standard form that U.S. Marshals need in order to effect service, right? Our defendants here in Philadelphia, Eastern District, didn't get served, right? So we're filing things like, why don't they have to answer? Why don't they have to answer? And Honorable Mitchell S. Goldberg comes back and says, because you didn't fill out Form 258. So the U.S. Marshals were really nice. They gave me, the U.S. Marshal's office, they gave me postage paid envelopes and Forms 258. Now, these Forms 258 are also available on the official court websites, right? So what I would suggest is, oh, and here it says, special instructions or other information that will assist in expediting service. This is where you name your individual, right, your defendant. For many of us, they're working in courts and everything. But the internet technologies allow you to find their home addresses and all. They're buying real estate like it's all right. They have like 5 and 6 different condos and houses and all of that. So down here in the special instructions or other information that will assist in expediting service include business and alternate addresses. That's where you put in their home addresses. Put in their home addresses, their beach house addresses, their Atlantic City, their Ocean City addresses. Put in their Media County addresses. Put in their Swarthmore addresses. Put in their little bar and grills that they own, their little family restaurants. Put in all of that where you can find them. The U.S. Marshals can find them and serve them. All right? Use the internet technologies, okay? Find people through their class family reunions. okay? And put that in. So that's U.S. Department of Justice, United States Marshal Service, Process, Receipt, and Service, Form USM 285. Look for that in Google, and you'll get the form. So when you file the complaint, just attach it to the back. They may or may not accept it. Just attach it to the back, because you got to wait until the U.S. District Judge says it's okay for you to move forward and form a pass. Now, this is what the fundraising that HireLyrics, the U.S. Citizens Docket, is using its fundraising for. If the court says no, you may not move forward and form a paraphrase on our forms, which limit capacities, and capacities are very important. Pay the filing fee. Pay the $350 filing fee, and don't file those paper forms. Take the $350 filing fee, prepare a cover letter to the clerk of court, and say, attached for filing is my complaint, right? One original and a service copy for each of your defendants, and say, this is my complaint, and type up your complaint with full capacities in the individual, criminal, complicit accessory, complacent accessory, willful accessory, right? Prolonged child abuse, aggravated assaults, conspiracy, intent, human trafficking. Get those capacities in there, type them in, right? So they're not being sued in their official capacity, where they're going to default to immunity language in the 1983 Civil Rights Act. Show in your complaint how there's nothing in anyone's official capacity or job description that says it's perfectly okay to beat children, rape children, house them in non-human conditions, warehouse them, move them around, kidnap them for profit, lie, take them from their family, destroy them, disable them, and burden the Social Security Disability Administration while you defraud the Internal Revenue Service, commit wire fraud, mail fraud, lie to us in letters, lie to us on the phone, right? Practically every Recovery.gov, every court, Philadelphia Family Court is defrauded, Orphans Court is defrauded, Department of Human Services is defrauded, because the funding is not for you guys to get huge bonuses. The funding is for family preservation preventive services, for the so-called reasons that you claim you took the kids out of the house. You were supposed to use that money that was sent down here for the working class and the middle poor through stimulus funding in the Recovery Act to clean out rodents out of a person's house. If a person's having trouble washing their dishes, get them some dishwasher liquid, get them some drug rehab, get them some services before you take it and pocket the money and go back to Media, Swarthmore, and Delaware County and the surrounding areas in Montgomery County. Fern, Brown, Caplan, Timothy, Possenti, and Judge Robert J. Matthews. Okay. What else do I want to show you guys? Oh, here's the form for U.S. District site. I want to read this to you. This came through. There's an Anna Epler here in Philadelphia. Her little boy, a 4-year-old. Hello, Roxanne. I was reviewing your website. However, I don't even know where to start. I just lost custody of my 4-year-old son, Richard Barr. Names are important. Don't say them and they and it. Say their first and last name. Both your child, yourself, the assailants, the people. Everybody gets to use. You ever notice how everybody gets to use, the whole process gets to use their first name, last name, middle initial, and their title, except us. Once we're kidnapped for profit and we're destroyed, we become initials. Okay, we become initials or locked off and sealed records, and we have to pay to get the transcripts of what really happened to prove to the next corrupt entity what really happened and didn't you see, and then you get a Judge Diane Thompson who tells you, I don't want to hear that anyway, even though you got pounds and pounds of proof, you know? Okay, so I was reviewing your website. However, I didn't even know where to start. I just lost custody of my 4-year-old son, Richard Barr, to my ex's mother on 7/10/2009. I did not obtain legal counsel because I could not afford to do so. On the other hand, I was 10 months sober and was told to bring back paperwork that I did inpatient treatment and aftercare. I advised the courts in my clean time since 9/14/2008 I am an active member of AA and that I would give a hair follicle test on 7/10/2009. I also asked for a continuance, being I was served with custody papers about 14 days by the cops at the recovery house I was residing at. I was denied, and Miss Nancy Barr's attorney, the woman who's getting paid,